Okay, I wanted to address something today. I had yet again, once every year, around this time, somebody that was obviously on this path before sends some email to my private email address and through the counseling. And this year, yet again, in their compassionate Ass-holiness, they sent me this thing about the Enneagrams, and you're here, and for the sake of your students, you need to see this, etc., blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so let me tell you a little about this Enneagram that they're so caught up in and think that they can have a handle on it as to where I am and where I am not, etc., etc. But the Enneagrams was done by this man that was in the 70s, 80s, was heavily into LSD and cocaine. So it really comes from a clarity of mind. He tried to go deeper into Gurdjieff's things, but it really falls flat. And as far as it's concerned, the Enneagram things, you're not there to attempt to be in somebody else's mind to figure out what's there and what's not. Okay, you've got a problem with authority figures. I'm sorry you have a problem with authority figures, but in any ashram setting, there needs to be authority there. And you can't come in and run over the top of the person that's there, that's conducting and aiding people there. So if you get your nose out of joint, you're too babied to be able to hear direct, confrontational type of things that are there to help you to break through your BS, then I'm sorry, but you need to get some counseling, okay? Because authority figures will remain. Okay, that's the way it is, and that's the way it has to be, and it will continue to be this way. It's not going to change no matter how many things you send this Ma Kali at Y-mail, whoever the hell you are. And of course, these people that do these types of things don't have the cojones to actually stand up to who they are. They send it an anonymous thing. So at least have the balls and the cojones to stand up and say who you are from Sunnyvale. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter anyway. But don't send these things and then be the little chicken shit you are, and then you block the email because you don't want to have anything back. You don't actually want to hear it, because you want to continue to make yourself right. I don't care how many types of these types of things you find and that you want to continue to send, it's not going to make you right. Okay? I'm sorry. This path is here to stay the way it is, and you need to just learn how to deal with the fact that there are authority figures in the world, and when you have an ashram setting, it is not based upon, that your viewpoint is just as right as the one that's there leading things. If you knew what you think you know, you wouldn't be there in the first place. Okay? So either get a clue you don't know what you think you know, or if you just think that you got whatever is here, then fine, go live your life, go your way. But again, if people are going to send something to my private email, have the cojones to stand up and say who's sending it. Otherwise, you can take your compassionate Ass-holiness down the road with you. Don't try to psychoanalyze here, because you have absolutely no wisdom in order to do that. Okay, I'm glad you think you do, but you don't. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. So again, this is where the Enneagram, and people in the New Age stuff love that nonsense. But again, it's put together by a guy that was into heavily LSD and cocaine. Finally, there were some Franciscan monks that wrote some, one guy that was a Franciscan monk that wrote more books on it, and the Catholic See finally had to put out a thing against it. I mean, really, it's really flawed in its logic. It's nonsense. Now, if you want to take it and you want to run your life around it, be my guest. You have the freedom to do that. But you don't have the freedom and the right to sit here and impinge it on here with any sort of sense of, oh, I'm doing this compassionate thing. No, you're trying to make yourself right because you have a problem with authority figures. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, get over yourself, get a life, go down the road, okay? And when this time of year comes around, don't send any more of this bullshit, okay? So, that's where that's at. So again, I just wanted to say that if people have a problem here, fine, you can have a problem here. I don't care. If you can't stand up to constructive criticism, if you can't stand up to, something that's going to be an affront to your ego, don't think an affront to the ego is abuse. It's not abuse. Okay? So I think that people need to get that straight, and if you are not strong enough, if you don't have a strong enough ego to do this type of a path, then recognize that. If you have such a problem with authority figures, that it's going to keep cranking on you year after year after year, then don't ever, get involved with something that, but although all your life you're going to have to deal with authority figures in some way, shape, or form, But again, an ashram setting is not based upon, that it's a democracy, that you're going to vote on what you feel is right from ego and then try to run roughshod over the guru that's heading the ashram. It's never going to happen, people, okay? It's just not going to happen. So if you find out this is not the place to be, then fine, go your way. But quit every year trying to make yourself right, okay? You can do that the rest of your life, but I don't need your endless compassionate bullshit sent here, okay? Just keep it to yourself, enjoy it, run rampant with it, whatever it is, enjoy it, crank on it, pat yourself on the back or whatever it is you're going to do with it. But again, don't waste your time sending it here because your compassionate ass-holiness is not appreciated, okay? And it's going to go nowhere, okay? Especially when you send your validation enneagrams that's written by some guy that's LSD'd up and coked out. Okay, so enjoy yourself. Bye, everybody. Talk to you later.